The first one is from, I can't remember who it's from. The question itself is, what is your favorite world building topic? And it's from a lambent eye.
Sure. So I like characters, right? At the end of the day, like that's why anybody reads fiction, is to get in touch with some fictional person's perspective in a fictional world and see where it takes you, right? So I like writing characters a lot. That doesn't necessarily mean that like all I get to do is click on the character template on World Anvil all day. I have to make a lot of other stuff around that, which I enjoy a ton, race pages, setting pages, stuff like that. But everything, and I guess this maybe filters back to like goals, which I talk about all the time, but everything is created with the idea that someone needs to experience it. And how do they experience what I personally have created? It's probably making a character in the setting, right? So if I'm going to create a settlement, it needs to have everything that a person would need to interact with it. It doesn't necessarily need to have everything that's beyond adjacent to that, so again, you don't go too far deep into the stuff that nobody's going to look at. But yeah, everything I do is built with the intention of the interaction of it with a live set of eyes, be that a player in a game or whatever. But yeah, characters. I love making stuff for characters to play with. I love writing about characters. But yeah, that's it for me.
That makes sense as well, because whether you're game mastering, whether it's in a computer game, whether it's in a board game, or whether it's in a novel, the audience is exploring the world through the characters.
Yep.
So yeah, that absolutely makes sense. Like, we stand in their boots as we look at the world and we interact with things, and that human experience is what encourages us to read and share stories.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, there's a lot of great examples of like stuff that you might think that went fairly wide, but is actually still about the characters, like Dragon Age, for example, right? A great video game series, and like when you're interacting with that, can come across books that are like, you could spend your time with that game just reading the books that you find. But I don't know that anybody, at least in my experience, would say their favorite part of that game is just walking around and like clicking X and then scrolling through like a book. Like, it's good that that stuff exists and it's fun in an Easter eggy kind of way. But if you don't have the main plot and story in that game, then what do you have? And I think that that's a good lesson for anything in general, is the Easter eggy stuff, the stuff that happened 5,000 years ago in your setting, that like, it's good to know that, but it's not going to be anybody's favorite part. Everybody's favorite part of anything is always a character. Nobody ever says the best thing about Star Wars is like the schematics for the Star Destroyer's engine, or what, like, that's not, it's cool, it's there, but everybody likes Han Solo.
Yeah, absolutely.